on Good Morning El Paso, one person is in the hospital with serious injuries after a shooting overnight. We have the latest developments and a live report from the scene.
It looks like the victim suffered blunt force trauma.
Also from Around the Clock News Team, a man is found dead in central El Paso. Police now investigating it as a murder.
We are learning chilling new details from inside the Pulse nightclub massacre. I'm ABC's Lana Zach in Orlando with that story coming up.
We're putting every effort into locating the child and trapping this alligator.
And more tragedy in Orlando, this time at a Disney resort where a 2-year-old boy was dragged into a lake by an alligator.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
Rise and shine. A very good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle. Hillary Florin is off today, and I'm joined now by meteorologist Crystal Cly on her final newscast here on Good Morning El Paso today. It's a sad day, Crystal.
It is. I'm so sad to be leaving El Paso. So happy to have been here for 4 years, and we're not going to get to the waterworks quite yet. We're just going to get to your forecast right now. You're probably trying to get ready for work anyway, so let's take a look at those temperatures out there. These are some of your WeatherNet sites around parts of El Paso County. We are looking at a temperature of 69 Press Elementary and 68 this morning Valley View Middle School, 75 Montwood High School, and 74 Loma Terrace Elementary. So across the map, mid-70s, upper 60s. Very nice start to your Wednesday morning. We're halfway through that work week. Things are looking good for us outside. On your clouds and radar map, things are also looking good here. We are dry across the board. No showers to track. Only activity is east of our viewing zone, just barely, but it could clip parts of Culberson County this morning. Then later today, far east El Paso County, right near the county line, and then continuing east, may see some spotty storms as well. We'll get into more detail on that, as well as the planner for today coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Crystal. And now to our breaking news this morning. One person is in the hospital after being shot overnight. It happened on the 5600 block of East Paisano in central El Paso. And that's where we find Good Morning El Paso's Denise Olivas live from the scene. Denise.
Good morning, and the scene is now clear here at the Motel Budget Inn, but El Paso police are still trying to piece together the investigation into exactly what happened behind me here at the Motel Budget Inn. Before officers left, they did tell me that it was still unclear what happened. They are still trying to get some more information. They were also still knocking on the door of a certain room, trying to talk to anyone, any possible witnesses, but the door they were knocking on, and nobody seemed to answer. About 15 minutes of standing there and knocking on the door. We do have some new video this morning. Officers were focusing on an area on the first level of the motel, and then our cameras were rolling as police patted down a man and put him in a police unit, and there was also a woman in the back of that police unit. The officers, before they left, did tell me that they don't have anyone in custody, that nobody has been arrested, but they do have at least 2 people who they are questioning, trying to get some more information. And back out here live, I did walk closer to that area where police officers were scouring and looking into, and I did find a splatter of blood there on the floor, and near that, another room, there was a door that had some pretty bad damage. It looked like it had been knocked into, or it had several it was damaged and looked like it had been forced open. So again, as soon as we get any more information, we'll pass it along. But for now, we are live in central El Paso. Denise Olivas, ABC 7.
Thank you for that update. El Paso police also investigating what they believe to be a homicide, the second this week. From our round-the-clock news team, police tell ABC 7 a man in his 40s or 50s was found in a central El Paso apartment on the 1000 block of East Missouri. His body was found by a neighbor last night. This is new video of the scene from our round-the-clock news crew. Police told ABC 7 the cause of death is blunt force trauma. There are no suspects at this time, and the man has not been identified. And now to the new details on the nightclub massacre. Investigators are focusing on the wife of the shooter this morning. How much did she know? Meanwhile, dozens of survivors are still hospitalized. ABC's Lana Zach is in Orlando with new information this morning.
I guess he must have thought I died with my eyes open. And I just kind of kept staring at him.
20-year-old Tiara Parker stared at the gunman while her cousin Kira lay dying. Just moments before, the 2 girls and their friend Patience were on their way out when the first shots were fired.
People are getting hit by bullets, like blood is everywhere.
They tried to hide in the bathroom as police SWAT teams stormed in.
The shooter came into the stall. They killed him. I watched him die.
The SWAT team pulled them out, but Kira didn't make it.
My cousin had the brightest future in front of her.
So many survivors of the Orlando massacre watched friends die that night. Investigators are now focusing on the shooter's wife, Noor Salman, trying to determine if she had information that could have prevented the tragedy. Law enforcement sources say that Salman allegedly went with her husband to buy ammunition prior to the attack. ABC News has also learned that Salman allegedly suggested to the FBI she tried to talk her husband out of harming anyone. If true, she could face criminal charges. Investigators are also poring over the shooter's phone, looking for connections to the gay community. A decade ago, the shooter met this man, who didn't want his face shown.
He asked me if I was gay, and because I wasn't out at the time, I told him, no, I'm not. And he said, if you were gay, you would definitely be my type of guy.
And the shooter's wife may have actually accompanied him here to the nightclub previously. Investigators are trying to determine if that was as a patron or to scope the site. Reporting from Orlando, Lana Zach, ABC News.
Also in Orlando, tragedy overnight at Disney World. A 2-year-old boy snatched by an alligator and dragged underwater at the upscale Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. A team of 50 officers searching into the morning hours for the toddler, and they are picking up their search this morning in the daylight hours. He was on vacation with his family from Nebraska. Authorities say the boy's parents jumped into the lake and tried to wrestle him away from the gator's jaws.
The father entered the water and tried to grab the child, was not successful in doing so. At some point, I'm told that the mother also may have entered the water, so the parents diligently tried to get the child.
Witnesses say an alligator was seen in the water before the attack. It's described as being between 4 and 7 feet long. That is horrifying. And now switching gears, it is 6:07 and time for weather and traffic on the 7s. And Crystal's here with our forecast. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, and yeah, we're looking at your planner for today. Starting this morning, 74 degrees, your temperature, sunny out there. Then by noon, we're at 89 degrees. High temperature for us today, right around 99 degrees. Take a look there, 10% chance of a spot shower in the far east part of the county. We're looking more like the county line. Breezy conditions this afternoon. We're at 97 for that commute home about 6 p.m. Your threat tracker for the rest of this week. We're putting heat at that moderate to more high-level threat because we will be pressing into those triple digits. As for winds, more of a low, moderate level threat. Just a breeziness out there, and we are looking at those breezy conditions through today. We'll talk more about the rest of today and moving forward, the heat moving in, all of that in a bit. But for now, let's go to traffic.
Yeah, Crystal, green all around for your morning commute if you're heading from West El Paso to East. 6 minutes from Red to Executive. You're looking at 18 from Sunland Park to Zaragoza on I-10 and 14 minutes from downtown to Loop 375. Things looking good on that side of the city. A look now at our traffic flow. We see green for the most part all around. A little bit right here on Railroad Drive. Some orange, but no major delays right now. Over now to Montana, where this is where we're starting to see a little bit of traffic clog up. If we take a look at our current speed there, just before Loop 375, we're at 26 miles per hour. Usually this area around 50 to 60 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at outside at that area right now. You can see on the right side of your screen, that's the westbound traffic, and you can see it's clogged up. So if you are heading out right there, give yourself a little bit of extra time. I've got another traffic track update for you in 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mauricio. And still ahead here on Good Morning El Paso, a wildfire raging in New Mexico. Residents question whether they should leave their homes this morning. And weather responders are training in dry conditions for what could quickly turn into a disaster this summer. It's 6:09, and this is ABC 7, where news comes first.